Today's video is all about how to sell high-ticket coaching, and if you stay tuned and keep watching, I'm going to be sharing with you all the strategies that I've used to grow my business since 2016 into a multi-seven-figure business. As we dive into the process of selling high-ticket coaching, I want to share with you the number one mechanism that I workshop with all my clients as they're developing their high-ticket coaching programs. It's the thing that can take you from launching to crickets to having people raving over you and ready to throw their credit cards at you. Next, I'm going to draw out for you the three main methods of selling that's going to help you to cater to your audience's needs no matter what they say they can afford. Next, I'm going to share with you the story about how I and many of my clients went from charging hourly, trading hours for dollars, to now having a no ceiling income, and how you can do the same. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. It is the number one mechanism that I workshop with all of my clients as they're building out a high ticket program. And that's, what are your proprietary mechanisms? There are so many coaches out there that what is the thing that makes you stand out among the rest? And I know you might hear that question all the time. It might even make you roll your eyes. What makes you different? But there is something about what you teach that makes you different from anybody. And I'm gonna give you a couple examples that will hopefully give you some ideas of how you can create this for yourself. And it's something that will position you as the undeniable expert in your field. When there are so many coaches to choose from, your audience needs to know why what you have to offer is different from what anyone else offers. My coaching program, for example, teaches my content cash flow strategy. There's a lot of content marketers out there. There's a lot of marketing coaches out there and a lot of branding experts that, they could teach you their strategies, but what you learn from me is the content cash flow system. Christy Code Red, one of my friends and favorite clients, she is in weight loss, which is a very saturated industry. There's weight loss coaches on every corner and tons of different ads all the time for diet pills and shakes and all these things. We're almost being inundated with it. But what Christy has is the Code Red 10-pound takedown challenge. It clearly defines the result and the fast speed that you're going to get that result, which is her proprietary methodology. The other thing that's really cool about her messaging is that she throws rocks at the things that are so common. She says that you can lose up to 10% of your body weight every month without diet pills, shakes, or even exercise. Now that's a pretty exciting promise for this audience, and it's always using her proprietary methodologies. My last example is one of my favorite ones. I had a client come to me who's a peak performance and mindset coach, and he went from a huge business traveling all over the world, speaking on stages, and when 2020 happened, that needed to change. He needed to bring his business online. So we helped him to create some online courses and a challenge. He first came to me saying, I'm gonna create a mindset challenge. And that's where I introduced and workshopped with him his proprietary methodology. Instead of just saying, I teach mindset or peak performance, what are the strategies that he could give a name to? And he didn't have this name at this time, which maybe you're in the same spot, but it's time to start thinking of how can you name your systems and your methodologies and your strategies that even if there's some similarities with other coaches, your methodologies are what's gonna brand you and get people excited about working with you. So we workshopped this with him, and it turned into the 21-day subconscious reset challenge. Now, hopefully hearing that, you think, that's interesting. Maybe it raised your eyebrows or perked up your ears and you thought, that sounds kind of interesting. I'd like to know more. The next step of this methodology is that he was going to be teaching his mental endgame activation system. Now, sure, that can be helping your mindset and peak performance, but knowing that it's this system specifically that's going to help you to get to these amazing results, I hope that that unique methodology gives you some ideas to think of how you can name your systems to capture that intrigue from your audience, to position you as the undeniable expert in your field. There are three main methods that you can use to sell as a high-ticket coach, no matter where your audience is in their life or what they say that they can afford. Now, those three methods are a do-it-yourself, done with you, done for you. Now, this is the value ladder. If you haven't heard of the value ladder, it's basically demonstrating your services and your offers at different price points. As they go up in price, they go up in value. Now, as a coach, you can provide different levels of your service to your clients and be able to cater to whatever price points or needs that they have available. Of course, as a high ticket coach, your most expensive is going to be at the top. And this might not necessarily mean done for you in a sense that you're going to come in and implement the things to change their lives, but they're going to get a higher level of access, maybe more access to your best, your highest proprietary strategies, and a different level of service when it comes to how much maybe time they spend with you, how much coaching you give them, or the level level of community that they get to engage with as part of this high ticket. So when you have something at the front of your value, like a do-it-yourself, this might be a course. Maybe the things that you teach in your high ticket coaching program, you can break into a smaller, lower ticket course where they're investing less money, but they're investing more time to implement and learn these things. Kind of imagine if maybe they bought a course or they bought a book. They're investing the time to learn and implement these things, but they're investing less money. At the next step, maybe it's an event or it's a coaching program where you're both investing time, they're investing more money to get a different level of access and a different level of value. And then of course, as we've already mentioned, at the highest level of your value ladder, that's where you have your highest ticket coaching program where maybe they get more coaching with you, maybe they get events included, maybe they get more networking opportunities with other people. By having these options in place, you're also giving your audience the opportunity to ascend to higher ticket. They might start in the DIY, in the kind of like maybe a course or content that they're going to consume themselves, but that's going to give them a taste of what you have to offer, might even help them to get results so that maybe they're making more money or they're seeing results in their health or their relationships that show them if I invest more at the next level of value ladder, that's going to be a worthy investment. They need to know, like, and trust you to feel like they're going to be ready to open their wallets more. So seeing this, do you have offers available at the DIY, DWI, DFY? Have you ever thought about this for your business before? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear, what does your value ladder look like? When I first started my business, all I knew how to do was trade hours for dollars. I thought that if people were paying me for coaching or a service, I would just charge an hourly rate instead of seeing how I could package together value and different levels of access and different levels of community or programs, video trainings, where I could give them an amazing level of access and be able to scale it while not having to spend all my time, because you only have so many hours in a day. Even if you took on hourly clients, which maybe you'd like to do that, but it's important that you charge accordingly for it. You only have 8 hours in a day, and if you're providing coaching services for something like $100 an hour, that's one level of income that you can make, but you can also scale to be able to reach more people in less time and create an amazing transformation for your clients. Knowing that you only have so many hours in the day and that you want to be able to work on the business, not always in the business, be able to grow your clientele, develop your messaging, reach the masses, this is going to be something you'll have to consider is how can you scale your offers, sell high ticket by giving them an ascension model where maybe they join something like a challenge or a workshop where they get to see what are the proprietary strategies you teach, bring them into other offers like your higher ticket coaching program, or maybe you have a service. That's what's going to warm your audience up to being able to sell high ticket. Let me give you an example of this in action. Remember my client I mentioned to you before with his subconscious reset challenge? He has people joining that challenge. It's $47. And within a few days of seeing the amazing value that he provides, they're already asking what happens when this 21-day challenge is over? Or people that are already getting on calls saying, how do I just work with you one-on-one? How do I get into your group coaching programs? Because I want more once these 21 days are over. So imagine if you can create these systems in your value ladder, these different steps where you can ascend people, you can give them a taste of what you have to offer, you can present to them your proprietary mechanisms that makes you unique and show them how they can get even more results by investing more. Now that you know how to sell high ticket coaching, it's time to put it into action and scale it. I've actually created an entire sequence for you and a model to help you build your value ladder into an ascension model. I call it my infinite cash flow blueprint, and I've made it accessible to you for absolutely free. If you click the link below, I'm going to give that to you for free. It's going to show you how to build your value ladder and ascend your audience all the way from front end to high ticket. Go ahead, click the link below and access that today.